All right, everybody, welcome. This is our first day of AutoCAD World. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to type in your units. When you type in units, I want your units to look like this. I want your units to look like this. So architectural 1, 2, 56, degrees, minutes, seconds, all this 0, 0. Unclick clockwise, so it's not clockwise anymore. And then I'll hit direction, and the direction I want this thing to go, these things are popping up on other screens for me, which is annoying, is I want east to be 0, and then I want north to be 90, so that's the direction this thing will head. And then we'll hit OK. So you can just pause the video on that if you need more help with it. I want you to go into Brightspace and open up this PDF. It's called number 12, and I'm going to move it after today, but right now it's an architectural drawing, and I'm going to move it to, eventually going to move it to an AutoCAD folder, but I'll leave it an architectural drawing for now. So there's a few things. We're going to borrow the license. So the first thing I want you to do is borrow a license. Just type in borrow license, and it should be smart enough. Comes on up. It tells me I've already borrowed a license. So what you should get here is a little screen that pops up. Go as far as you can. Right now I can go to March 22nd, and then I click on that and hit OK, and then I've borrowed my license. Other things, and then when I borrow the license, I should no longer need to turn on the Global Protect. So if you don't have a license, you need to connect to Global Protect first, down the bottom right hand corner of your laptop. Connect to that and then open AutoCAD. If you do it in the wrong order, it's really frustrating. So we're going to do line. We haven't done erase yet. I'll show you guys erase right now. We're going to draw lines, and we're going to do F8, F3, all this stuff. So I'm going to leave this open on the other side so I can see it. So the first thing I want to do is once I get that thing, I want to draw a line, and I want to draw in this direction. So the first thing I want is 10 feet. And then I'm going to move up, I'm going to go 8 feet. So whenever I have to actually type in the foot command on this one, 6 feet. The next one here is going to be 9 feet. I can't see my whole screen over here. There we go. So the next one I want is 16 feet. I'm taking this all off the drawing set that I downloaded from Brightspace. This one here should be 17 feet, and it should line up. If you do all that, it should line up. Next command I want is offset. All these walls are 6 inches thick, so I'm going to offset them. And then I'm going to use the trim command. The trim command is here. I'm going to go in and select this line and this line, then hit enter. Then I'm going to get rid of the stuff that I don't want. So use the trim command again. I'm going to trim, select that line and this line, hit enter. I'm done selecting, and then select the stuff I don't want. You can also use the fillet command and make sure that your fillet radius is set to 0. Fillet, fillet. So as you can see, fillet is much quicker than trim. I want to draw this little post out front, so I'm going to draw a line like this. Draw that line. I'm going to offset at 6. And now I do want to use the trim command. I'm going to trim, select all these lines, select all the stuff I don't want, which is everything except for the post. Great. To get the window, I know that the window is 5 feet from the outside of the wall, so I'm going to hit offset and go 5 feet. I know the window is 4 feet wide, so I'm going to offset it 2 feet in each direction. So this way, and then this way, and I'm going to trim that. So now when I trim, all I do is select that line, and then I hit enter, and then I select the stuff I don't want. So I don't have to do all that other selecting. And then this one here, here's a new command, it's called erase. Instead of using the delete key, I'm going to use erase, select the object, and hit enter. So I don't need that one anymore. The center of my window is here. I'm going to go from midpoint to midpoint. The way I do that is I type in O snap. I can confirm that all of my O snaps are set up properly. So if you miss class, you can pause it here. Make sure these 7 O snaps are set up. The ones that you see here, you can pause. It is 7. Make sure they are set up, and you won't be frustrated for the rest of the semester. I can offset this again. I can offset 3 feet again. go from here to the middle. I know the door is at 3 feet wide, so then I go 18 in each direction. 18 up, 18 down, and then I use the circle command. For me, the default for the circle is the center of the circle, so it'll go all the way out and it'll snap here, and then I can trim the stuff that I don't want. So I'm going to trim from here and here, get rid of everything else, and then I'm going to trim again, get rid of that, trim, select those two lines, hit enter, and select this one, I don't want that. And then this one here I can just erase, use the eraser up there, get rid of that. So there's my door. To get rid of these lines in the middle, I can just go like this, because I don't want that line, because there's a door in that spot. The roof for this thing is offset 12 inches, so I can just offset 12. Offset says select the distance, I put 12. And then I use the fillet command. And whenever you're offsetting, pull it in the direction that you want it to offset. Now I'm going to fillet all these. We won't do line types and stuff, we can do that later. So there's the whole floor plan right there. I want to now draw that elevation, so I can draw a line up like this, get this line here, get that line, and then get this line. So I'm drawing the front elevation, I'm drawing this elevation right here, this is the one that I see. So then I can just draw a ground plane, I can draw that anywhere I want. I'm just going to draw that across, hit enter, and then I'm going to trim the stuff below. I don't need the stuff below anymore. Get rid of all this, those are just lines that help me. I know the underside of my fascia is 8 feet, so I'm going to offset 8 feet. And then the fascia itself is 6 inches thick, so the fascia is sort of the end of the roof trusses. I'm going to offset 6 inches. Might have said 6 feet there, I meant 6 inches. And then I'm going to, so here's another command. These lines right now are too short, so I want to make them longer. I want to take those lines up to the underside of the fascia, so I can use the extend command. It's the opposite of trim. It's right under trim. So if I go hit trim and I hit the underside of it, it's extend, and I can select this line here, hit enter, and then select the one that I want to trim, and select the one that I want, the one that I want to extend. And then I want to trim this one. I want to go back to the trim command, which is over here. And then at that line there, I want to get rid of all of that. Now this roof here, there's two ways I can do that. To get this roof, one, I can just draw it like this. Or the other one is I can take this line and offset it. So if I offset this line 12 inches, this will give me a roof overhang. And then I can extend this line up. It's under trim there. Let's extend. I want to extend to that line, hit enter, and then I extend that one. So there's two ways that I could just do my roof there. I want that trim command back. Trim, 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 and I don't want that, or that. Or I can go over here and do it like I did here. Select all of these and get rid of the stuff that I don't want. So there is my fascia. Here's how I do my roof slope now. I'm going to draw a line that is 12 to the right direction, then I'm going to move it up, and it's 4 in the upper direction. And then I'm going to draw that slope. I'm then going to move that. I select the move command, hit enter, or select the line, then hit enter. Select the base point, go to the very bottom over here, and I can select that line. Oops, I'm going to leave that one. Here's what else I can do here. Now I want the other slope, so what I can do is I can just move this line. If I just move that line, snaps, got to snap the end point, there we go. If I move it to there, then I can draw this line like this. So before we just drew that twice, now I'm just going to move it again, select line, select endpoint, go over here, oops, where are you? There you are there. Now I want to connect those. I just got that thing. This window here, I don't need to, I can just, again, extend lines up because my drawings are lined up, right? So my drawings are lined up perfectly. So I can just draw these lines. I know my window is located right here. And I know that the top of the window is 7 feet from the ground. So offset 7 feet, it says it in the instructions. And I know the window is 5 feet tall, so I'm going to offset this thing 5 feet. Bring that down, and then I'm going to trim, trim, trim. Actually, I'm going to fill it. So I don't need all these things here. This is my window. And that's how you do that. Now I want you to do the same thing with and draw the right elevation over here. I want you to draw that. You know how far these doors and stuff are. How the distance of some of these. So I want you to do your best to draw that right elevation using this little gaffer right here. Thanks.